Hey there, MuvMinters! It is your girl Jen T, and I'm in Studio B, back with another historical movement. And this week, we will be talking about a baseball player who is a legendary baseball player, Latino. He was Puerto Rican, born and raised, and he played for his career with the Pittsburgh Pirates. So obviously, you probably know Mr. Number 21. His name was Roberto Clemente, and we will be discussing more about him in this episode. So here we go with our 5 facts about Roberto Clemente. So we're just gonna jump right on into the facts. And Roberto Clemente was there's a lot out there about him. So these I just try to cram into just 5 facts to hopefully, if you don't know about him, to maybe get some more information about him, learn a little bit more. There's also footage and things like that about Roberto Clemente that I would highly recommend as well, and I will actually put them in the description below where I had found my sources. And also documentaries. There's a couple out there, but there's one in particular. It was through the History Channel that they did about Roberto Clemente that was really good, and I will put it in the description below. So let's get right on into it. So our first fact: Roberto Clemente was born, his full name is Roberto Enrique Clemente Walker. He was born August 18th, 1934 in Puerto Rico. His parents was Luisa Walker and Don Clemente. Robert he had a big family. Some records say he has 5 siblings, some say he has 7, but he had a pretty big family, and they were very tight-knit. So that kind of goes into our second fact. As Roberto Clemente grew up, him and his family were very close. They lived in a very tight-knit neighborhood, and he was very humbled by his upbringing. To the point where his love for his people is what gave him a driving force, not only to be in baseball, but to be eventually a humanitarian, which he later on, actually throughout his career, he becomes, because he definitely wanted to be there for his people. So that was something he really had a passion for. So that was something that, even though he was great at baseball, I think his humanitarian work was something he really enjoyed equally or above. And he was very much, his family was, their faith in God was very pronounced in his upbringing, and also with a lot of his family ties and what he later on does for his community. So then we're going to go into our third fact. Obviously, everybody remembers Roberto Clemente for his amazing achievements in baseball. As I said before, he played for the Pittsburgh Pirates. He was lucky number 21, and he played, I didn't realize this, he played for 18 seasons in Major League Baseball, which is amazing. And he was a right fielder, and he did that throughout his career. And he had an amazing 3,000 career hits during the span of his baseball career, which is amazing. So we're going to go into our fourth fact, going back into his family life. Roberto married Verna Clemente in 1964. They had 3 children. They were Roberto Clemente Jr., Luis Roberto Clemente, and then Roberto Enrique Clemente. I'm just double checking my notes. Yeah, those are their names. So he had 3 wonderful children, and actually I will put some pictures of them. There was one black and white with his wife and 2 of the children, and then I will also put up later on in the video some more photos of them as adults, because they play a big part in keeping Roberto Clemente's name and also his achievements and everything alive, not only in Major League Baseball, but throughout the US. So now we're going to go into our last fact, and this is the sad tragedy of Roberto Clemente. In December 31st, 1972, New Year's Eve, Roberto had died alongside 4 other crew members in a cargo plane which was traveling off the coast of Puerto Rico. They were sending out supplies to Nicaragua because Nicaragua had a devastating earthquake. The earthquake was a 6.3 magnitude earthquake that killed roughly or just about 18,000 people, and they were in dire need of supplies. And it seems that there was issues with the first couple of cargo planes sending supplies. Didn't get to them, so Roberto got on the plane with the other crew members to make sure that those packages and those supplies made it to the people, but it didn't. It crashed off of the coast of Puerto Rico. There's a lot of articles and things like that reporting about issues that had happened on, not on the plane, but issues before the plane took off. Like there were certain crew members that were missing, some important stuff that were supposed to be on the plane and that weren't. So it's very sketchy. But he tragically died doing the humanitarian work that he so much loved doing. And like I said, he wanted to be there for his people, to help provide, especially like a tragedy like that. You know, it killed off a huge portion of the population at the time in Nicaragua, and he wanted to be there to help those who were injured, those who had lost family members, for everyone who had been affected by the earthquake. And then that was his tragic end. However, his life does live on through his family, his fans, and also actually through MLB to a certain extent. Oh, MLB is Major League Baseball. Just wanted to make sure that was clear. Roberto's number 21 was retired in Pittsburgh in 1970. I think they said 74. I'll double check the date. However, it was not retired throughout Major League Baseball. So throughout MLB, it was not retired. There was other articles saying that it was, however, it wasn't. And as of September 2022, that is still being discussed to have number 21 retired in honor of Roberto Clemente throughout MLB. However, MLB did do something pretty cool, pretty remarkable. They declared September 15th as Roberto Clemente Day. So those my Latinos on there, they know that mid-September to mid-October is Spanish Heritage Month. So Hispanic Heritage Month begins September 15th. So that kind of kicks off Hispanic Heritage Month with Roberto Clemente Day. So that's something that is celebrated here in the US. So those are my top 5 facts about Roberto Clemente. Like I said, there's a lot of information out there about him. These are just small little tidbits to hopefully help and give some information out there about a wonderful human being who did very extraordinary things. And it's sad because he did something wonderful and he was doing something to help others, but that in and of itself, these are events that nobody could have expected for it to happen to him in particularly. But he loved doing what he did. Like, he loved doing what he wanted to do, which was help people. And then I'm going to leave off with a quote. So apparently he said this a lot because a lot of places say that he said this. So it's like, I want to be remembered as a baseball player, as a ball player who gave all he had to give. And I think that says a lot. Yeah, I'm just saying, I'm not gonna say it, but I'm just like, yeah. So that is it for me today. I hope everyone had a wonderful week, and I will be back with another historical movements later on this month. So everyone take care, and as always, stay tuned, stay alert, and remember, you guys are the movement. You guys take care. Bye.